welcome back to the Buff Bombshell Show. My name is Lauren Lotta. I'm your host, and I'm with the amazing Emma Hyndman.
Hey Lauren, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Emma?
I am very, very well. I'm super excited because we've got a very special guest on. We've got the one and only Rachel Daniels.
What's up, guys, girls? Sorry.
How are you today? You well?
I'm good. I'm breathing. I got all my fingers and toes, so
That's nice.
I'm ready to rock. How
That's
you
all
girls
we
doing?
can ask for.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, it's really exciting to have you on. We've been watching you a lot since Olympia.
Yes.
You really stood out for us. And, you know, you just come up leaps and bounds in the last couple of months. And it's showing.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Just for anyone who maybe isn't aware of your journey and doesn't know who you are, just give us a little bit of a background on you, your journey to the Olympia stage, and just tell us about you.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So as a competitor, I started in the MPC. I did my first MPC show in September 2019, and then about a year later in August, I got my pro card, August 28th, and then I hopped into New York Pro 6 days later on September 5th, and I won New York Pro, which qualified me for the 2020 Olympia, which was in December. So that was my pro card, and then my first pro show, and then my first Olympia was in December. Like I said, what?
That's like a real fast track.
Like we're just saying wow, because that's huge, you know?
I don't think I've heard many people literally pro card, win the pro show, Olympia.
Yeah.
All right.
Wowza. What was your background before that, leading up to becoming a women's physique competitor?
Well, my whole life I was a gymnast, so I competed. I was a pretty good gymnast. I was a nationally ranked gymnast, and then I had to get back surgery. So when I was 14, that ended my gymnastics career, which was my whole life. So I moved on to dance. So I got really involved in like theater and dance. And then eventually after college and everything, I got into bodybuilding. I just kind of started going to the gym. I didn't really say I wanted to be a bodybuilder. And one thing kind of happened after another, and I was around enough people in the sport who were like, you should, do a show. And I started in bikini at the time, and pretty quickly realized that I liked muscle a lot more than was allowed in that category. So I did an NPC show, and then I was really hooked, and I wanted to get my pro card, and I thought that was the best thing that could happen to me, getting my pro card. And then I won my first pro show, and I got to go to the Olympia. So
just amazing. Exceptional.
It's amazing. Can we take it back a little bit to your back surgery? Because I'm not quite sure of the whole story, and I think that's quite something for people to know, that you've had that and you've managed to do all of this like in such a short space of time. Like, 'cause you're relatively young as well, you know. So
so when I was, I'm adopted, first of all. So when I didn't have any like medical history to look out for, like any spinal issues or anything like that. So when I was around 11 or 12 and I started going through puberty, and I really started like that growth spurt period, my doctor was like, you have kind of a curve in your spine. You should go see a spine surgeon. And I was like, okay. So they told me I had scoliosis, which, a lot of people do. But mine was pretty almost severe at the time. Like, it was getting worse, and they wanted me to wear a back brace just to kind of correct it while I was growing. And I was like, told them no, because I'm a gymnast and I'm not doing that. So I didn't do that, and it probably wouldn't have helped because my case was so bad anyways. But by the time I was 14, I had about a 58-degree curve and 30-ish degree curve, and just like the average person has maybe a 5-degree curve in their spine.
Wow.
So it kind of looked like a capital S, and it was pushing on my organs, and I probably would have died by the time I was 20 if I didn't get surgery. So I probably wouldn't have seen my 20th birthday. So I didn't really have a choice. But I'm very blessed that I had the opportunity to get the surgery I did with like one of the best surgeons in the world. And I recovered a lot faster than they said I would. And, they said my life would change, and obviously it did. I couldn't do gymnastics anymore. I couldn't flip because my spine is fused. I had 2 titanium poles, 24 screws, and 6 hooks in my back that are fused to my spine now. So I pretty much can't bend my spine anywhere except for my neck and the last part of my lumbar spine. So I was pretty devastated, and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like, I worked so hard to be a junior Olympic gymnast, and now I don't have that. So I moved on to dance because I thought that was pretty close, and I like to perform and knew that from a young age. So I loved that, and that kind of saved me because I didn't have to flip or anything, but I could still move and perform. And yeah, and then I got to bodybuilding. It hasn't really affected me in a negative way too much. Like, I'm still able to lift weights. The only thing I really don't do is normal conventional deadlifts really too much because it puts some pressure on my lower spine. But I haven't really had any limitations. Like, I squat, I barbell squat, I hack squat, I rack pulls. So I think if anything, strengthening the muscles around my spine is helpful to it, supporting it, and not unhealthy at all. I know some people would be like, you shouldn't lift weights if you have back surgery, but I think it's quite the opposite. I think the reason that I did recover so quickly and then I was able to be so athletic was because I wasn't sedentary after my surgery. I was learning how to walk again immediately. My parents told me to go do whatever you can do, so I did, and I never looked at myself as limited. So I think that mentality helped me more than anything.
Wow.
Yeah. And do you think that mentality really carries forward now to your bodybuilding journey?
Yes.
Yeah. I can see that for sure.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. I think I almost get I think if people tell me I can't do something, I get almost more inspired to do it. Not really to prove them wrong, but just as like a personal challenge. I've always been very competitive in like a healthy way. I've never had the problem of really comparing myself to other people, which I think has helped me in a lot of ways. I think a lot of people scare themselves out of trying anything because they get scared of what other people think, or they look at other people and say, well, I don't look like that, and I'm just not even going to give it a shot. So I've always had this ideology of just beating the past versions of myself. And I think when you do that, you don't really have anything to lose. And that's when you're the most dangerous competitively.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And what do you, when you got your pro card, did you anticipate catapulting that quickly?
No.
Oh, no. Did you anticipate being on the Olympia stage in 2020?
No, definitely not. I'm not going to lie. I was like, my coach is Shelby Starnes. He's probably the best coach for a female in the world.
We really want to get Shelby on the show.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Get him.
Yeah, we really want to. I watched the results that he has with his female athletes, and
oh my gosh,
it is insane.
Yeah, he manages to get all you girls in condition.
Yeah, the results that he gets. So he seems like a really cool coach.
Yeah,
he is, and he's a good coach because he knows his stuff and he knows when to pull back and knows when to push forward, and he keeps his girls healthy, and we all love him. But yeah, so I didn't expect that, and he's one of the reasons I even did New York Pro. I got with him, and we did my national qualifier at the beginning of August, Tampa. And then we went and got my pro card together at the end of the month, about 3 weeks later. And then the night I got my pro card, I was, all the judges and JM Mannion was there, and they were like, you should do New York Pro. It's in Tampa next weekend, and you live there. I was like, you're crazy. I have to call my coach. So I wrote him this really ridiculously long email at like 4 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. And I was like, should I do this? I was like, I know I might sound crazy. Tell me if I am, but do you think we should do this? And he was like, I already sent you the flyer on Instagram. You must not.
You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, and I was nervous, but I know, I've never been up with the pros, and I thought that you had to wait like a year to get bigger, and then I've always been the smallest girl on stage in any competition, so I was like, these girls are big, like, but I was also back to the I don't have anything to lose mentality. That's, I think, why I won. I mean, I brought a really good physique package, but also I went in there like, what's the worst that could happen? I was like, I lose my first pro show. I get judge feedback going into a long off season. I was like, no one expects anything of me. So I was a little more at peace by that almost because I didn't have any. It's almost like when you see like Mr. Olympia or Miss Olympia. Like I think probably winning it the first time for them is probably a little less stressful than coming back the second year and having to defend the expectations make it a little your heartbeat a little faster. But I didn't have any. And sorry, my meal alarm just went off. It's okay. But yeah, I didn't have any expectations, and I think that made me pretty dangerous. And we won, and we got to go to the Olympia together. So I'm very grateful for my coach. He's been with me along the way and always led me down the right path.
How long have you been? How long have you been working with Shelby now for?
I got with him at the end of June in 2019. And I was 8 weeks out maybe from, or the beginning of June maybe. I was 8 weeks out from Tampa Pro, and I thought I probably looked about 12 weeks out. I was really not healthy and not doing good, and I was kind of really getting ready to just say like, is this for me type thing, because things were getting pretty dark. But I emailed him, and I made the title emergency prep inquiry. And I was like, will you help me? Like, I was like, I don't have a coach, and I want to do my show, and I want to go get my pro card. And he was like, let's work, and let's see what we can do. And but he told me, he was like, we're gonna have to work really hard, and I don't know. And I was like, okay. So we did, and yeah, we won my qualifier together. We won New York Pro together. Got 7th place in the world at the Olympia with him. So it was the best email I ever sent.
100%. Yeah. How was the Olympia?
It was the Olympia. It was like it was a lot of different things. I mean, first of all, I've just got into bodybuilding, so I wasn't one of those people who like watched the sport my whole life and went to the Olympia as like a fan and everything. So I'd never been to an Olympia even, to watch, and let alone this one was in Orlando, which is an hour from my house. So I got really lucky this year. All the shows got brought to Florida because of COVID, and I'm in Central Florida, which was great for me. I just had to drive down the highway, so that was great. But it was probably the best day of my life. Like just being, it didn't think it really hit me that I was going until like I was backstage, and you're just behind the pillars, and you can kind of look out and you see just a sea of people, and it's just the stage. It has this euphoric feeling it gives you, and it's kind of like, I did it. Like I'm here, and it doesn't matter what happens. Like if I died tomorrow, I get to say that I stepped on this stage, and I made it through any bullshit that I had to go through on prep for this moment. And that's a moment that some people think about their boyfriends or girlfriends and stuff before they fall asleep. And when they wake up in the morning, the first thing I ever thought about since I was a 105-pound bikini girl was getting on the Olympia stage and having them say my name. And they did. So I just want to relive that as much as I can. And I was super grateful to meet all the other athletes and all the people from around the world that came. It's like still kind of crazy. There's people come around the world to see you, and a lot of them came up to me and told me their stories, and that's something I take really seriously. I use that, and I feel like I bring them on stage with me when they do that. So I like that. That was a really huge, impactful part for me. But it was great, and I'm happy that the IFBB pulled it off. Then we got to have an Olympia, and I think they did a really great job given the time span they had.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
they did such a great job, and the stage was phenomenal. Like,
yeah.
What was like What was the biggest thing you learned at the Olympia? I mean, I imagine you were totally like a sponge. There was so much to probably take in. But is there anything you could pinpoint and say, oh my God, at the Olympia, I learned this?
I would probably say just be yourself on stage, because I think I went on that stage with a lot of nerves that I don't normally have. And I think it's because and to a certain extent, I let some people in the industry kind of tell me, like, this is how you should be on stage and this is how you need to act and you need to change this or that for this show because it's the Olympia. It's the Olympia. It's the Olympia. And I was like, well, I know, but I think I let that get in my head a little bit. And I think I had more nerves on stage than I normally do. And it just reminded me, like, you've always been yourself, and being yourself got you to this point. So, take everything, what people say, and you can empathize. But at the end of the day, go out there and be who you are and give the world who you are, because that's what you're going to have to live with the rest of your life. And I don't want to regret not being myself.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love that. Especially like we look at your Instagram as well, and we I see a lot of the captions that you write, and they seem quite deep. And I guess one of the things that I would want to know is, do you think some of people's perceptions of you have changed a little bit since you catapulted so quickly into this, and now it's like Olympia? Because I feel like sometimes you don't, like, I can't really speak. What I'm trying to say is this, okay? What I'm trying to say
What
is
are you
this.
trying to say, Lauren?
You're growing so quickly. How do you feel that's affected sort of you on social media and through all of this? Because some people are cruel. And, you've done so much.
So quickly.
So quickly.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
So are you asking if she's experienced any negativity?
Yes. So how do you deal with that? That was a very strange question. But like,
No, I see what you're saying.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I deal with a ton of negativity. There's tons of messages that I get that are just horrible. But I mean, I don't want to be one of those people who's like, I don't care, because I do care sometimes. I'm human, and I mean, nobody wants to hear somebody be like, you look like a man and you're disgusting and you should go die and stuff like that. But at the same time, with that being said, I'm so in touch with who I am, and I'm so in touch with the people that I choose to surround myself with. I'm so careful about the energies that I let myself be around. I have 4 best friends that would die for me. I have my mom and my dad and my sister and my dog and my coach and my family. And those are the people that I care about, what they have to say about
opinions that you care about.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people say they don't care. And, it might bother me a little bit, and I may be like, well, that was rude, but I don't think twice about it. I leave it right there. Those people, at the end of the day, the internet is fun and Instagram's fun, but it's just a platform. And I don't know any of those people personally. And honestly, people like that who usually attack other people are probably going through something on their own, or maybe, if they're saying they hate how I look, maybe they hate how they look. That's usually what I've noticed in people, when they project things on you, it's because they're really talking to themselves.
Yes.
And they really just don't want to admit that and have an ego death and come to terms with who they are, because it's easier to blame other people for your problems than your own. So I try to empathize with them, and then, I'll pray for them and wish them the best, but I don't think twice about it. I have a lot of things I need to do every day, and it's not energy that I want to waste arguing. But I think overall in social media, on the other hand, I think a lot of people in the industry take me more seriously now. I mean, I knew I was always going to do what I did. I didn't know I was going to do it in the way I did it. And that's not me being cocky. That's just, I believe in myself. And I've had this plan in place for a while. And, when you start, you're like, I want to go to the Olympia. And people are like, oh, that's cute.
That's cute.
And I'm like, no, I'm serious. I'm going to go. And they're like, okay. And now they don't really laugh at me anymore. And but I try to, like I said, I'm very in touch with who I am. So I've thought about that, and people have asked me that, like, well, you think you're like you're rising a lot in this industry, like don't change or stay humble. And I'm like, I'm not changing. I've never changed, and I think that is one of the reasons that I get, my followers are very comfortable talking to me, and they like hearing my story and seeing my posts, because I try to be very raw and not just post like, hey, it's me, champion Rachel Daniels. Like, because I want those people to see a part of themselves in me. I think there's a lot of athletes, or there's a lot of people out there who look at Olympians or professional bodybuilders and they're like, I want to be that, but I don't look like her, and she's perfect, and she probably never went through anything in her life or lost anybody, and that's why she got there, and that's just not me. And I don't want people to feel that way. I want the opposite. I think as professional athletes, we should be showing more raw parts of ourselves and humanizing ourselves more, so that those people can say, oh my gosh, I can relate to that. I can relate to what she's going through, or her story. And if she can do that and have the same problems I did, then maybe I can too. And if that helps somebody, get out of a depression or a breakup or an abusive relationship, or get back in the gym or love themselves a little more, then that's what I want to do as a professional bodybuilder.
And I think that's so true, because when you get to a certain level and, you've really got a platform to use your voice, I also really resonate with that, and really believe that we should use our platforms to, tell our story and help others and connect with people, and so people can see, oh wow, this person's really gone through some bad stuff, and look at where they are now. Like, I could maybe do that, and I could achieve that. So I think I'm totally there with you on that people should use their voices, share their journey, because at the end of the day, pro athletes, people really look up to you, and especially when they see you progress and succeed and do well, they need to know that there's struggle in there as well.
Yeah, and it's, it's human, and it's like, I've met people who I really looked up to, and I just, 30 seconds within talking to them, I'm like, I realized that they just do this, for the money, or maybe they realize that they have a good physique and this is how they can make a living. And I'm like, I wanted to know your story, and you don't really have one, and that I'm not inspired by you anymore. So I think the more I do this, the more gratifying it is, because I get to help people, and I get to be the person that I didn't have when I was younger for a lot of people. And I think it also holds me more accountable and gives me a greater sense of responsibility of how I should carry myself, and how I should believe in myself, because other people believe in me too.
Absolutely. 100%.
I think you're definitely someone who I can see you fell in love with bodybuilding, and it's taking you on this huge path. And I have a lot of respect also for what you do outside of bodybuilding, with your job, because I think it's quite intense. If you want to tell Emma, and then how you managed to juggle all of this, I don't know.
What do you do? What's your job?
Well, I'm a coach. I do training and nutrition. I have a lot of people around the world, mostly online stuff. I have a clothing line I started right before the Olympia, which is awesome and doing really well. And I am a posing coach as well. I do all categories. I do mandatory poses, and I get a lot of work from making posing routines, custom posing routines, and for males, females, bodybuilders, physique chicks, whatever I get, and it is a lot of work. But it's work that I enjoy. I have 2 degrees. I've been to college. I've went, and worked a corporate job before in a big, tall office in the city, and I hated myself. Like, not that that's not great for everybody, but I really believe in doing something that's fulfilling for you. So, I mean, I'm probably doing more work than I did at that job, but I don't even notice, because it's so fun for me, I get to get on the phone with people and around the world, and they give me a song and they tell me why they picked this song, and who broke their heart and makes it remind them of that, or like who they're getting, why they're doing this, what they overcame, and this song means this to them. And then I get to help them translate that into movement, which is hard for a lot of people. So, and then they get that release of expressing it on stage, and it's really cool experience, and I love it. And it's 2021, you can make money doing anything. So
absolutely. Love it. That's so cool. What's your what's next for you?
Oh my gosh. Well, I have some new stuff coming out with my clothes soon, so I'm really excited about that. I'm going to right now I'm getting ready for New York Pro. I'm going to defend my title in May, because they announced that it's back in Tampa, so I can't say no to that.
No.
And then hopefully I can win New York Pro again and not hang out, but have a little, downtime before the Olympia, which probably will be in like November, I'm guessing. So that's the plan for now. I'm going to keep building my business. I want to do some more charity work this year. I have been looking into some different groups and seeing what I can organize and maybe get some athletes involved, just so we can all be better ambassadors of our sport. And and then I'm looking at making I don't know if you've ever seen, but like sometimes on my story I'll post Dear Lois notes that I write to myself. But I've had a lot of people ask if they can get those notes, and so I think I'm gonna make a book, I think, with them all together to get out, and maybe we'll do some charity stuff with but I got a whole list, girl.
I like it.
Can I ask you something on that list? Possible posing with Kai Green, because
yes, I'm working on it.
I'm kind of girl, because that would be a collaboration.
You guys kind of look like superheroes to me, so you guys posing would be very cool.
This needs to happen.
I would love to.
Yeah, he's great. I met him a couple weeks ago at Redcon Gym at a seminar, and he was so nice. He talked to me for like 30 minutes, and I was like, I'm Rachel. Hi. He's like, I know you. I was like, really? And, no, but he's an amazing poser, and I think a lot of people want to see us together because we both, have that like dance element. And I'd love to do a thing with him, but I know he's a busy guy, so maybe I'll go down to Redcon Gym and just sit outside until I see him walk in.
Just grab him in the studio, put some music on, and make it happen, girl.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
we're waiting for that. You got to just keep badgering him, because that would just be.
I'd love it if you would
choreograph
something.
So,
well, I mean, I
have an idea.
I want to do some more stuff with other athletes too, because I've done a lot of my own. I do a lot of my own videos, and I love editing videos, and I love telling stories with my posing videos. I always have like a theme or a message, but it's very underlying, and it can be interpreted however you want. So, but there's a lot of great posers out there that just people haven't seen, and I have a couple that I'm talking to right now that I want to do more with, and I don't know, there's just a lot we can do, but I want to change the game,
Yeah, I'm massively into posing, and I have a dance background as well, but I would love to choreograph a whole heap of bodybuilders, male and female, and literally put a production on. How cool would that be?
Oh my goodness!
I'm working on it.
Do it, girl. Invite me. I'll be a guest choreographer.
I'm working on it.
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just people. Posing was judged back in the day, and if you look at all the old videos, it's very beautiful, and it's it's almost like a dance. Maybe not the faster dances like that I do now, but it was a graceful type of, performance, and it told stories, and it made you feel something. And I don't know if it's because that it's not judged anymore, people don't take it as seriously or what, but when I first started looking into bodybuilding and doing my research, I got lucky enough to where all the old school guys got pulled up, and I didn't see any of the shows going on in the nowadays. So I was like, well, this must be how everyone, poses, and they take it really seriously, and I will too. And I realized pretty quickly that, there was a lot of amazing poses, and then I could make up some of my own poses. And then I was like, one thing Kai Green showed me is that I didn't have to give up being a dancer to be a bodybuilder. And I think, a lot of people are good posers and they're just very stiff. Like they hit all their moves and they're like, what do you think about my routine? And I'm like, it's kind of like, have you ever seen the Black Swan movie, Black Swan? So there's the white swan and the black swan, and the white swan is very technical, and she's a good dancer. She never messes up, but they picked the other girl, the black swan, to be the black swan because she made you feel something, even if she was a little sloppier with her technicality. That's how I think a lot of these posers are, they learn all the moves and they're moving, but it's like, but what's your story? Like, you're not really making me feel anything. You're a little too perfect. I want to see, I think you should make somebody feel something on stage as a performer in general, no matter what you're doing. So, that's what I'm trying to do. And I've made my own style, and I don't really care if the world likes it or not, because I feel good doing it, but it seems to be pretty well received. So it's a new era.
Absolutely. I feel like you bring like a real classic feel to the women's category. And I think that's something that's lacking as well. So I definitely enjoy your posing style.
It's
for
beautiful.
sure. I have like 3 quick fire questions to ask you to wrap up and give me quick answers. So first question is, who is your favorite poser of all time?
Oh my God. I can't answer. I don't know.
Who? Okay.
I don't know. I can't, because if I say one name, I'll be like, no, but not really. Honestly,
today, who's your favorite?
Let's say my future self, when I've perfected my art.
Okay. Love that. Back yourself always. Okay. Second question. Who is your favorite athlete that you look up to?
Alina Popo.
Cool. That's a good one.
She's a strong, amazing woman, and I've gotten the chance to become her friend, and I've heard her story and seen her, and she's to me the true definition of a strong woman.
Yeah. Oh wow, amazing. Yeah. Final question: if you were to only be able to put one more post on social media, what would it be and what would it say? You dropped some good posts. You dropped some good ones.
Yeah, like your captions. Like,
what would your last ever caption be?
I don't know. I'd probably post like some epic pose and say like, remember me or something like that. I don't know.
I like it.
I can see that. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Yeah.
Something dramatic, like me. Yeah.
I love it.
We like a bit of drama.
Always.
We do.
Yeah.
Rachel, thank you so much for your time. It's been really great to have you on the show. I feel like it's been really good to get to know you because like you said, like with social media and sometimes like you're not able to fully grasp someone. But now I'm like, I get you. Like, I get where you're coming from.
Yes, I see you.
Yes.
I love it. You girls are awesome. And thank you for what you're doing for all the women out here and, representing us. And I think this is great. And there needs to be more of this everywhere in our industry. So thank you for what your girls are doing. It's very important.
Thank you.
And obviously, we wish you all the luck for the New York Pro. And it would be really great to maybe get you back on.
Yes.
Pre or post.
Catch up.
Yes. So let's get you back on.
I would love to.
That would be really cool around May time. But from us, all of the best. We hope your prep goes well. And
thanks.
We will see you in May.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, girls.
Yeah. Good luck. Keep on inspiring.
You guys.
And we're looking out for the next captions on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. No pressure. All right.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye, Rachel.
Bye. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. That was an epic episode with Rachel Daniels. And make sure you head on over to her socials, check her out, give her a like, give her a follow.
Absolutely. The real Lois Lane _ IFBB Pro, you guys. Definitely one to watch, especially for this year. I think she's going to be around for quite a long time, and you can just tell that she loves this and she wants this.
Yeah,
so.
she's got a real passion for the sport, so I'm really excited to see. She's at the very beginning of her journey as well.
I know, like winning pro card,
Olympia.
pro show, Olympia.
Like, there's not that many people that do that, so we have to definitely give her props for that, because that is astounding. So we'll definitely check back in with Rachel further down the line, and make sure you like, share and subscribe, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye everyone.
Bye guys.
Now, and we're starting with Emma's.
Yes, and we are shouting out today Lauren Share Boutique, who has just brought out her new clothing range, which we are absolutely loving.
Yes.
Lauren is a good friend of mine. She's based here in the UK in Leeds, but she has created, designed and produced her own clothing range, which cool. We like to show our friends support. Lauren also knows Lauren. We worked together on a shoot for Shape Brazil. So yes, this is her clothing range. As you can just see, she is to die for. We have got dressing gowns there, which I think you can put your own name on the back, which is pretty cool. And then these 2-piece, which I'm just loving them.
Yeah, she calls it her candy cane collection.
We love that candy cane collection. So make sure you head on over if you want to check her out. You can find her Instagram, which is Lauren Share Boutique. And I've got a feeling the range is going to grow more and more. I love this.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites. So
sassy.
So sassy. So yes, start shopping for when we're allowed out. For sure.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll just buy the pieces now and wear them.
Buy them. Start stocking them up, because you know what? When we are allowed out, people are going to be buying everything.
Oh yeah.
So get ahead of the game. My wardrobe is full. Just so when we are allowed out, I have plenty of options. But yeah, I just love this range from Lauren. It's cute. It's cute. It's affordable.
Yeah. Well done, Lauren.
And I love this as well. This is cute.
Yeah, this is sweet.
Yes.
Yes.
Clothing, footwear, beauty and accessories. So Lauren's also a life coach. So she does things like nutrition programs. So if you just want something lifestyle wise, definitely check out Lauren. And she's at the very beginning of her journey, so we just want to go on, give her a like, give her a follow.
Absolutely, give some support.
Yes.
So you guys, that was Lauren Share Boutique.
Yes.
And then on to my shout out now. I'm going to shout out Booty Queen Apparel, and the reason why I'm shouting them out is because of the woman behind the brand. I try and shout out people that I sort of really admire. And one of the ladies I really admire is Amanda Latona.
Yes.
So the Cooks, or, married to Steve Cooklow, but she's obviously done her own stuff too. And she's a phenomenal IFBB bikini athlete. But she went into business and she created her own line of Booty Queen apparel leggings. And,
I like the little side pocket. That's cool.
And she's really business smart. If you look at some of her Instagram videos, she gives some advice, and she's always like, stick to your niche. If you want to be the best, you've got to, you pick your leggings, stick to that. Don't diversify too much just yet. So she's really business grounded, orientated, and just so smart. And I can really appreciate that from a female that I look up to, obviously, because I'm at the beginning stages of my journey too. So I look up to people like Emma as well. And Amanda Latona. I've got ladies that I look up to. So this is important to me, and I hope that you guys will see or find some inspiration in Booty Queen as well as Amanda Latona.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like Amanda. I follow her. She really, and I will agree with you. She gives some really great content and things out there as well. So definitely give her a like on her personal page. And definitely loving these leggings. They're so cool. The whole range is really nice.
Yeah. So I'm really happy for her, and just like to be able to shout that out. So you guys, that is Booty Queen Apparel, and thank you so much for watching today's episode. We hope that you enjoyed it.
Thanks guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you head on over and follow Booty Queen Apparel, and also if you like the episode, give it a like, give it a share, and subscribe.
Yes, please.
We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye everyone.
Bye.